Welcome to Car Sales Talk 101, where it's all about life in the car business. Telling you like it is. Here's the man with the plan, Terry Cameron. Let's get started.
Welcome back to Car Sales Talk 101. I'm Terry Cameron. Thanks for hanging out again with me this week. On this week's episode, I want to talk about the third baseman or the third base coach. If you're not quite sure what I'm talking about, it's that other person that comes in with your customer and is coaching them on how to buy the car or how to negotiate or whether to buy the car or not. You know, they're the experts, quote unquote, on how to buy a car. This sometimes really scares salespeople. They think they got a pro out there that is going to screw everything up for them, not let them make any gross, and maybe even keep them from purchasing the car. Well, I want you to have faith in yourself, a little confidence, because think about this. How many times do they do that? I mean, even in their lifetime, how many times does a customer buy a car? I think somebody that buys a lot of cars, that may be 15, 20. And you do what you do how many times? I mean, in a month, you've already negotiated more times than that customer has in his or her entire life. So don't be afraid of that third base coach. What I want you to do, though, is something a little bit different, is make them your friend. Agree with them on a lot of things. You know, I like to tell the customer when they tell me that they know everything about this and they've done it plenty of times and they know how to handle salespeople. I like to tell them, well, great. It is so nice to finally have a customer that knows what they're talking about and knows how to buy a car. It makes my life and my job so much easier. So let's go and get started. Before I start talking to you about any of this other stuff, why don't you tell me what I need to do to earn your business? Now, they're going to make some demands, but who cares? You're the one, you and your manager are the ones that are going to make that decision whether or not you go along with them or not. And sometimes they'll even make it easier for you and throw out an offer that is pretty easy to do. Now, we got to make sure we don't bite so fast. They throw that offer out there and we know we can get there. We can't just jump to it and tell them okay. Because if we do, and they realize it was too easy, then they know they probably left some money on the table and they're going to negotiate some more. So don't give in just because they said, we'll buy it for this price and you know we can get there. You got to let them know, man, we don't normally discount these. These are some of our most popular models. Or used cars are really hard to come by, especially low mileage, late model ones like this. They're really hard to come by. So we don't normally discount these other than what you may have seen on the internet. But you know what? I can talk to my manager. Again, I doubt if we'll do it, but I will talk to him and see what we can do. And then you put your heads together, you and your management team, on how you're going to counter that customer. One thing you need to remember, you cannot accept a customer's offer right up front. We, as the dealership, we set the first offer. Customers' first offers are always going to be low. And even if we know they want this low number, we're still going to throw out an offer that's a lot higher than that because we need somewhere to start from. If we start low, where are we going? Lower. That means no gross and possibly no sale. So let's start a little bit higher. And if we have to come down a little bit, at least in the customer's eyes, they perceive they're winning because we are coming down from our original offer. And we usually always do. But sometimes we don't. Like I always say, ask for it all and take what you can get. If you don't ask for it all, you're never going to get it. If you do ask for it all, you're going to get it sometimes. So this third baseman that comes in here that decides to tell your customer how to buy the car or how not to buy the car has got to be on your side eventually. So don't get confrontational with them. That's the worst thing you can do. I've seen too many salespeople blow deals because they got confrontational with the third baseman, the third base coach. And, you know, who is that person anyway? A friend? Maybe it's mom or dad, so you kind of have to respect them in that regard. But a friend, and where I'm at, we have a military town, and sometimes, and I really do like when this happens, when the soldier's supervisor comes in there with them. Now, as long as they come in there with them speaking from a position of making sure that their soldier gets taken care of and not taken advantage of, that's one thing. Now, if they come in and they are the experts at buying cars, then you might have a little bit different conversation with them. For example, what they do in the Army, we would never, ever try to sit down and explain to them how we would do their job. So we have to let them know, you kind of have to let us do our job, and we are here to help us out and your customer out and your soldier out. And eventually we're going to come to a happy medium. And I really do appreciate when a soldier supervisor does come in, because a lot of times I see those days are gone where, at 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening, the supervisors go home and that's it. They forget all about those soldiers that are left back in the barracks with nobody there to talk to. So showing them that they care means a lot. So we do not want to piss that third baseman off. All right? So let's talk a little bit about how it works. They come in, sit down. They've got this third baseman that is standoffish and is going to act really tough. And he or she may be really tough, but that shouldn't make your job tough. As a matter of fact, if I see a third baseman, I'm thinking, I must have a sale here. That's the only reason they would bring that person in, is to help them buy the car they want and not get taken advantage of. I hate saying taken advantage of because, the perception of car salespeople already is low. So if they think that they're being taken advantage of, all we do is feed more fuel to that fire. So when you see that third baseman, that third base coach, that friend, that buddy, that mom, dad, whoever it is that's coming in to help that person make that decision, befriend them. Do not get confrontational with them, and you're going to have a really good chance of winning in the long run. Are you going to get the highest gross possible? Maybe not. Are you going to sell them a car today? Maybe not. But if you take good care of both the customer and that third baseman, you're not confrontational. And if they do have to leave because they have to eat, sleep, think, and pray on it, or they really do have to go look at that other car down the street, you've got to be the one that set the bar there, and you did not treat them bad. You treated them so good that when they get down to that other dealership, they're going to hit this salesperson down there that never listens to my podcast, and he's going to blow it, or she's going to blow it. They're going to get confrontational. They're going to get standoffish, or they're not even going to help the customer at all. They're not even going to try to sell them a car. And all that does is push them back to you. So back up a little bit. Third baseman, third base coach, whoever it may be, comes in. Don't pucker up. Don't be afraid of them. Be confident in your skills and in your ability and in your product knowledge. Go out there, befriend them, thank them for helping the customer make the decision, making sure that they're taking care of them. Thank them for that. Ask them what you need to do. Is there anything in particular that we have to take care of to earn your business? Be nice, and you're going to sell a car. Be nice, and you might get that B back. This isn't rocket science, guys. This is people business. That's all we have to do is treat these people like we want to be treated. And that third base coach is no different than the person that's going to be signing that contract. They've got to be sold. You've got to sell them. Put your dancing shoes on. Have a good time with them. Sell cars. Make a lot of money. And be stars. Remember, the sky's the limit. I'll see you next week.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode. Please rate it and write a review on Apple Podcasts. We appreciate your valuable feedback. You can email Terry at 10minutesalestalk@hot.rr.com. And don't forget to share the show with a friend.